Welcome back to Broncos and Parts Garage. My name's Chris. If you're new to the channel, please stick around at the end. You'll see additional links for content we've already created and uploaded. Last year I did a 3-part series on rebuilding your Ford Bronco tailgate. I'll put links in the description below if you haven't seen that video yet. A few times a week, I'll get messages with people asking me, once their tailgate's rebuilt and it's been taken off the vehicle, they want to know how to reinstall it, and especially how to reinstall your torsion spring that goes into this little torsion spring bracket located on the passenger body of the truck. Obviously, reattaching the tailgate is your 2 cables and 3, I think there's 13 or 14 millimeter bolts on these hinges. The problem lies in this torsion spring. It's under a lot of tension. So I'm going to take the time, we're going to remove this one. I'll show you how to remove it. Then I'll show you how to put it back into place and secure it back into the tailgate in a safe manner, because again, it's under a lot of tension. So let me get some tools and we'll get started. The first step will be removing your passenger side tailgate cable. We're going to keep the other side in place so we have a little bit of support. Let's get this out now. We're going to take it out with a T50 Torx bit. There's going to be a little metal washer under there. Make sure you don't lose that and just set it aside. The next thing we're going to do is remove our passenger side taillight assembly. You're going to need a number 2 Phillips screwdriver or a screw gun. Let's get this out right now. And we're removing this because we want to put some penetrating oil on the back side, because a lot of times these are rusted like these are, and we don't want those heads to snap off once we start disassembling the bracket.
Keep in mind, guys, probably let that sit for a little while before you start trying to pull those bolts out.
Yeah, go ahead and we're gonna spray that down, and we're gonna come back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back and we've let the bracket bolt soak for about 5 minutes. Next thing we're gonna do is get this pipe. We cut a piece of electrical conduit. It's 3/4 inch. It's about 13 inches long. You don't want it any longer than that, otherwise it won't clear your topper when you're using it to apply leverage to your torsion spring. I wouldn't recommend using a socket and an extension because you don't want anything that can come apart while this is under tension. The next step, you're gonna need 2 people to do this. That's the safest way we found to do it. We're gonna be putting this pipe over the spring. We're gonna be closing the tailgate, and that'll take pressure off this torsion spring. As it closes, we're not gonna close it all the way. We're gonna get an impact gun like you see here, this Milwaukee, with an 11 millimeter socket on it. These bolt heads are 11 millimeter. We're gonna relieve the tension, or excuse me, we're gonna hold the tension. We're gonna relieve those 2 11 millimeters, and then we're gonna slowly lower the tailgate down and lower the torsion spring down. Let me get this camera on a tripod and we'll get this done. Okay, we've got our pipe cut. You want 2 people to do this job. I've got Christian behind me. He's going to be lifting up the tailgate. As he lifts it up, it's gonna take pressure off this torsion bar. There's still gonna be a lot of tension on it though, so we're gonna keep the pipe on it. We're gonna slowly close the tailgate. And again, you don't want this to slip off, so keep firm pressure. As the tailgate closes, this will rise up a little bit. You hear some creaking. Our fender's in really bad shape, so you're gonna hear a lot of creaking. We're parting out this truck anyway. So let's get started. Once we start lifting this up, he's gonna get the 11 millimeter socket and he's gonna remove these 2 bolts. Everything should go smooth. Let's do it. Keep closing. Okay, there you go. All right, we've got one of them out. Get the top one out. As you can see, I still got control of the torsion spring. The bracket has come down there. I'm gonna lift this up with my fingers, just get out of the way. Slowly lower the tailgate down like this. Don't let the pipe slide out of your hand. A lot of creaking. Now I've released the tension. Now we've got the bracket. Next thing I'm gonna do is show you exactly how to put this back. It's basically the reverse of what we just did, but stick around. Now is the time to like, subscribe, but stick around and we'll get this reinstalled. The next step you want to do with 2 people, I've got my pipe ready. I've got Christian handy with the 11 millimeter socket and the bolt actually in the socket. You don't want to thread those in by hand. You want to carefully run them in with the gun. Try not to thread them. He knows what he's doing. Again, we want to keep this part of the bracket facing down the curved end. So I'm going to slide that onto the bracket like that and just kind of let it hang there. gonna grab my pipe. I'm gonna go on about 1.5 inches down, because you need to have room to clear the bracket once once you've put torsion back into this torsion spring. So let's slowly lift this up, Christian. I'm gonna hold this bracket. Just like that. Now when I get it here, in this instance, I am gonna lock this in behind your tailgate latch catch. So go ahead, Christian, and run one of those in. We've got it lined up and he's gonna run that in. Go ahead. You don't wanna go too tight because he's gonna have to use a little pry tool, and I'll put links in the description below for all these tools. And you're gonna let me know, is that lined up?
It's lined up.
It's lined up, okay, so we don't need the pry tool. Here's the other bolt.
Keep in mind, guys, that doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah, have the pry tool handy, and don't try to do this by yourself. I get a lot of comments where guys are heroes, think they can do it themselves, but just get help. Hit it one more time, just get them both up. Okay, now I'm gonna always keep my hand on this pipe. We're gonna pull this back a little bit. And as you can see, the tension has been transferred to the bracket. We're gonna lower the tailgate down, and you're gonna hear a lot of creaking and cracking because this rear quarter panel is about to fall off this truck. So bring it down. As you can see, that's shifting. And that's how you remove and reattach your torsion spring bracket or reload your bracket. Now, Jeff's Bronco Graveyard does sell the torsion springs. I'll put a link in the description below. They also sell a repop of the torsion spring bracket. I sell them used. They sell them brand new. Stick around for a few minutes. We'll give you a few pointers when we do our exit video. Thanks for sticking around this long into the video. We obviously reattached the cable. We're not gonna reattach the taillight because we're parting out this vehicle. It's a 1995 Ford Bronco. I do sell used Ford Bronco parts and OBS Ford truck parts. My email and contact information is in the video description. If you're not sure how to get there, just click on the title. It'll drop down and say more, click it again. You'll see all of my contact information. You'll see links for all the tools, lights, even the camera we used to film this video. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, send me a message. At this time, please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.